Hi, I'm Margie Holmes, psychologist, author, and educator. We were supposed to discuss Facebook relationship status today, but we got so many comments, so many reactions, disagreements regarding that topic that we needed more time to do it justice. Instead, we will talk about penis size, a topic much easier to handle, but in a manner of speaking, of course. Now, today's episode will be divided into three parts. Part one discusses how Filipinas seem to feel the same as women everywhere. The second gives examples of outliers, and the third shares good news for men who worry that they have small penises. Now, most research on penis size, and believe me, there have been several, though admittedly none that I have come across has been done on the Philippines or on what Filipina women feel about penis size. However, all the research that I have come across have similar results, and that is that it is the quality of the relationship and good foreplay that matters most when it comes to sexual enjoyment for women. In other words, for women, size doesn't really matter. Now, this jives with what most female respondents in our Facebook survey have said. Let me give you a sample of their responses. Bono says, "My boyfriend's a fat 6 inches. That's the ideal size. It used to bother me that it bends downwards, but I'm come to love that. It's great for oral." Lai Fenisa Jepolio says, "There are more important things like personality, trustworthiness, love. If you truly love someone, sex will be amazing no matter what their size." Chit de Ungria, "If you are emotionally satisfied with your partner, then everything you share sexually will be satisfying and enjoyable." Teresa Jucar, "Big or small, size doesn't matter. It's how he does it, what his technique is. If he knows how to drive, even very small is wonderful." Joanna Puno, "Hindi lang size ang dapat pagtutunan ng pansin. Meron namang panalo na ang size, pero sadista sa lahat ng bagay. Meron namang diyang maliit nga, pero pagmamahal at respeto ay umaapaw. De panalo na siya. Yung iba din po kasi, malaki at mataba nga, wala namang performance level. Pero yung iba, maliit nga, pero panalo ang performance level." Elisa seems to agree. "Aanhin mo malaki kung di naman magaling sa kama. My husband's got a big dick, pero wala namang kwenta. I had a boyfriend who got a small dick at laging lupaypay. Kasi lagi siyang pagod, pero super galing sa foreplay." Carolina Rosario Santos Ruiz says, "As the saying goes, it's not the size of the wave, but the motion of the ocean." Laura Hernandez Jr. continues, "Size does not matter. Sukat iyan sa ari ng babae. Kung ang lalaki ay magaling sumisid, multiple orgasm ang aabutan mo." Lovie Villacruz, "Aanhin mo naman ang 8 inches na penis kung sobrang sadista sa kama, di ba? And what if he has all these fetishes like coprophilia, S&M, urolagnia, golden rain? Super freaky yon. I can't stand that." Finally, Victoria Rodillo says, "Nothing is a bigger turn on than if the guy loves you, so he'll do anything to please you. Isn't the brain the largest organ, Dr. Holmes?" Correct ka dyan, Victoria. And let's expound on this later, okay? Now, part two, I had talked about some outliers who felt and said otherwise, and here is the first one, La Arnie. To her, penis size matters. Kung masyado namang tiny ang penis, paano mape-pleasure ang loob ng vagina? "I tried it with a tiny ex-boyfriend. Wala akong naramdaman. It was boring. Grrr. Mas masarap pa yung finger kahit maliit, may tigas. Yung tiny na penis, Diyos ko, di ko maramdaman talaga. Kahit mag-imagine ako, di talaga maramdaman. Pakiramdam ko lang, papasukin ng hangin ang vagina ko, pag-pump ng pump sa akin, wala naman akong maramdaman." GAGP says, "I have an experience with a guy with a small penis and I really didn't enjoy the penetration. He is good personality-wise and doing the foreplay, but during the penetration, ano yun?" Anonymous adds, "It's good to know that upon entry, you know the vajayjay will be very happy. So, you may be asking yourselves, if some women feel that strongly that penis size matters, how come we hear so seldom about them? I think Laarni's following comment may elucidate. And she says, impression ko lang sa karamihan ng Pinay, conservative pa ang sagot nila. Playing safe, ayaw maging realistic sa harap ng publiko. Kung penis size really doesn't matter sa kanila, nag-doubt ako kung naka-reach na sila ng successful orgasm. May pagkalupit ka ha, Larnie. But anyway, moving on to another group of outliers who state that the bigger is not necessarily better. In fact, it can be quite uncomfortable. From DG, Dubai Girl, who says, I had 4 sexual partners in my entire life and thus experience a range of sizes. I find the medium-sized penis more apt for me as I don't find it arousing to make love and get hurt at the same time. Bernadette, size matters in that it can make a difference in the type of pleasure or sensations a woman may experience to penetrative sex. But what usually matters more to women is who the penis is attached to. If a man has a big penis but is a jerk, he is the living embodiment of what redundant means. Thank you so much, Bernadette, for saying that. And I so love it because it coincides with what men and many lesbians say about the breast. Anything more than a mouthful is superfluous. In conclusion, let's go back to Victoria Rodillo's statement, okay? Remember that she said nothing is a bigger turn on than if a guy loves you because he'll do anything to please you. And isn't the brain the largest organ? And you know, Victoria, and you know people out there, she's absolutely right. Neuroscientists have explained that it is the brain that really interprets your sexual experiences. It is not one's vagina, it is not one's anus, it is not one's mouth that decides or that feels that the sex you're getting is meaningful, validating, and hopefully a source of great joy. It is the brain that interprets this and makes you feel that way. Well, that's it for today. Thanks for your responses and thanks for proving that not all Filipina men and women think the same way. You know, there are some who follow the majority, think the way they do, but there are also very many outliers. I mean, life would be so boring if that were the case, wouldn't it? If all of us felt the same way. Now, please feel free to suggest any topic you'd like us to discuss here on Ask Margie. Next week, however, I promise you that we'll discuss Facebook relationship status. Now, send your suggestions or your questions on Facebook, tweet using the hashtag AskMargie, or send an email to askmargie@rappler.com. See you next week.